Hey, dude, how's it going? I want to talk for a moment about something that probably goes over a lot of people's heads, and that is light-skinned black men who want to quote unquote perfect their light-skinnedness, if that's a word and if that's how you pronounce the word, light-skinnedness. All right. And disclaimer, this video is not to vilify light-skinned black men who consciously or subconsciously do this. It's just to point it out, you know, and just to, you know, analyze it a little bit and just have a conversation. But have you ever noticed that, some light-skinned black men who may look a certain way and have certain features tend to get with, light-skinned or biracial women who have certain features that are associated with being light-skinned or biracial. Let me give you an example, all right? Let's say you have a light-skinned man, and usually I think this is more so the light-skinned dudes versus the biracial mixed dudes, but, I guess we can include them here, but okay, you got the light-skinned dude, and he has, like, he's light-skinned, but he doesn't have quote-unquote good hair or like a light-colored eyes, like an exotic eye color or, a certain, hair texture, right? And maybe even certain facial features, right, that we kind of low-key associate with like light-skinned folk, right? Sometimes I think those dudes kind of feel like perhaps they should look a certain way or they should have those features, because those features are associated with being light-skinned, right? So for them, they tend to just seek out women who have those features, you know. Um, I suppose this can sort of be juxtaposed in how, say, darker skinned men and women deal with, um, say, colorism, right? Where, the darker skinned man may seek out, a he may express his colorism in terms of the woman he gravitates towards and how she looks, while the woman may express her colorism in like what she does to her hair, right? Or her maybe an eye color or putting on like makeup and making it look a certain way, right? Whereas like I think the guys may externalize it while the women may internalize it. But back to topic. All right. So light skinned dudes, light skinned men kind of feel like they should look a certain way. They don't look a certain way though. So they seek out women who have the features that they kind of feel that they should have. And I think this is subtle, and people don't really pick up on this all that much. Even now, you're probably like, you're probably thinking, like trying to think of it and see if you can think of some examples of this happening. You know, I'll say for one, I have heard at least one guy here on YouTube who is, light skin. He was like in a video about, talking about light skin, dark skin, colorism, and all that stuff. And he said, he want his woman to have good hair. And he's light skinned, but I noticed that his hair texture was not what you would consider quote unquote good hair though. So I found that really interesting that he put that out there. Like he want his woman to have good hair, you know. Um, and as far as the media is concerned, and examples we can see in the media, I'll say perhaps Chris Brown is one example. I think Chris Brown, part of the reason that he gravitates to more exotic women, quote unquote exotic women, is kind of like the low key perfect his, I guess, light skinnedness, right? within, like the next generation to come, perhaps, yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with Chris Brown, but I'm just saying, you know, I think on some level, maybe Chris may kind of feel like he perhaps should have like a certain hair texture, maybe even a certain eye color, you know. And I'll speak on my personal experiences and how, I've kind of felt at on moments, I wouldn't say that it has kept me up at night because it hasn't, but I kind of felt like I should have had, low key had like green eyes because I feel like because you always hear like, oh, light skin with green eyes, light skin with green eyes, right? But like I don't have an like exotic eye color, you know, and it's thankfully it's nothing that I've internalized and have like again kept myself up at night about and agonize about, but it's something that kind of popped into my mind, you know, on a couple of occasions throughout my life, right? But oddly enough, I don't. I think those features are nice, but I don't intentionally like feel see myself like seeking out those women with those particular features, right? You know, and I personally would not do a surgery to change my eye color like Tiny did because I kind of feel like that's like I don't know, it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Like, what are the side effects of this? And also like someone had to literally take your eyes out and disconnect them and reconnect. A little much for me. But if I can magically, I guess, change my eye color, perhaps, maybe, that's something that I would consider. But I don't know. I think I may just stick with the eye color that I have. Like I've had this eye color for a moment, for a while, and I've gotten this far with it, But it's just something that I kind of wanted to put out there. So Chris Brown, right? I think he might be one of those guys. Another one, DJ Envy from The Breakfast Club. Notice his wife is, she's light skinned, biracial. She has the hair texture. I don't know about the eye color, but she has the hair texture. And the light skin. And I think on some level he kind of want to perfect, his light-skinned-ness. Because I think DJ Envy, he's light skinned, but some people may refer to him as like um, a yellow waist. I think that's like a old school thing where it's like the person is light skinned, but they don't really look like they don't do a thing for them. Look, I know I think some people may feel that way about DJ Envy, right? Um, you know. And another person, this may be a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to put this person in here. Steph Curry. I think he might be one of those people, low key. But Steph Curry does come from a family of like light skinned people. But you notice the woman that he's married to and has kids with, Ayesha Curry, she she has quote unquote good hair, and you know Steph Curry on the other hand, he has like 4C hair. I think that's what you would refer to his hair texture as. Like, notice that, like, because Steph Curry has like the skin tone, the eye color, the facial features, even, but the hair texture, And not that there's anything wrong with his hair texture at all, because I really don't think there is, But perhaps on some sort of a subconscious psychological level, perhaps he may feel a certain way about that, you know? Because sometimes folks do get teased about their hair texture when they're kids. And, I don't know Steph Curry's life, so I can't say for sure, but that could be a factor, right? Because you notice that Ayesha Curry, she does have a certain hair texture, right? And I believe that is her hair. It could be like, weave incorporated into it, perhaps, but if you took the weave out, it would still look like she would still have the same look. You know. And also, I didn't know this about Ayesha Curry, but she is like her mother is Afro Jamaican and Chinese Jamaican. All right. Her father is Polish, and he's mixed with Polish and African American. So she's like, you know, because I kind of assumed that she was just like, quote unquote, just light skinned. But then I was like, oh, okay. But looking at her, it's like, oh well, that kind of would make a bit more sense about how the way in re in regards to the way that she looks, it probably would make more sense. But I didn't know that she was so quote unquote exotic. you know you know and she looked good too. I think Steph Curry got himself a good looking exotical. you know. And they actually they met in a church youth group in Charlotte, North Carolina, when they were like 15 and 14 years old, too. I'm like, oh, like, so it was kind of like like God, like literally brought them together. you know, I'm gonna bring this video to a close. That's just something I want to throw out there. I know this video eh, it may take a moment for this to sink in because it may like I don't know, but think about it for a moment. Leave your comments in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Take care.